you will understand that the Independent Electoral Commission has powers which are related to the process of choosing people, the electoral process, in other words. But it has no powers over political powers, over, for instance, KwaZulu-Natal, the way it exercises power, the instructions it gives to its civil servants, instructions it gives to its police. And one must remember what our difficulty is. It's basically to get the political will from those in that government to allow IEC functionaries, people who work for us, to be able to come in and provide voter education, to be able to issue TVC cards, to be able to use schools, to use public facilities, to use the police who must provide the necessary security to the people who work for us. And we can't do with generalized commitments. We must have clear undertakings that are followed by action. So the technical committee was appointed. Remember, it included people from KwaZulu. Agreed unanimously that those things are actually not available to us, despite the declaration. And that's what we're saying. We were not saying that you cannot conduct an election in KwaZulu-Natal. We understood the report to say, if these undertakings are not made, there would be severe difficulties. The election would be hampered. And you know, we immediately issued a statement after the report to say that one, there'll be no postponement of elections, and two, that we're preparing full blast to have elections conducted in Natal, in KwaZulu, and that is our position.
It is clearly very difficult to have a totally free and fair election in a climate in which there are tanks and military people who have to be on every corner of every street. That's very, very difficult. But at the same time, I think that, free and fair has its own political, social, cultural context. And if in this context, a state of emergency can create better circumstances for an election, then it must be. Certainly, we would rather, the Electoral Commission would far rather the climate to be such that there is no need for a state of emergency. We did not declare the state of emergency. But we certainly hope that it will lead to a sort of a long-term stability and tranquility in the region that will permit us to do our work and will permit the voters of South Africa to exercise their right.